Generic greetings and welcome back once again to Prison Architect. Today's beverage is a very nice and indeed quick to make instant Irish latte, very caffeine filled indeed. So welcome back to the game and the Extreme Testing Initiative. This is the episode where we put the prison through its paces by introducing certain effects that may or may not occur naturally within the prison facility. This is the recently completed quick build / clone facility. The entire thing was made using the quick build or cloning tools with very little or no planning. We have all of the basics in, so we got the kitchen, the canteen, holding cells, different types of cells with grading. We've got showers, common rooms. Protective custody, no. That was one of the downsides of the facility. We do have things like laundry and solitary and, you know, fairly decent security stuff when it comes to the armory and kennels. We've got extra stuff like shops, so it's fine. It's what we can expect from, I was going to say the limitations of the quick build tool, but there's actually not many, apart from obviously it being in set sizes and a couple of the rooms that you would want missing from the quick build tool. And it's a very powerful set of features, and obviously you can customize it and use quick build, and you can change the type of walls and stuff. So it is a very good thing, I think. Either way, I enjoyed doing this, and it's been fun, and we've also escaped from it and found that basically, apart from the fact that the prison grading and reform is garbage, we know that it's quite easy to escape from this thing via tunneling, via a blitz out at the front door. In fact, you can pretty much do anything in this. We set fire to things and got loads of points. It's just very easy to escape, so it's not that secure, it's not that good in terms of reform, and it's got its limitations, but it does have a fancy electrified wall, so it's got that going for it, which is nice. Either way, let's see what happens if we would introduce certain effects to this thing. So example, what would happen if everybody decided to fight? So we can see immediately all of the alerts here, and all the prisoners are kicking off. Some of them are in their cells, some of them are in the yard, or they've got jobs and hanging around, etc. We can see very quickly very quickly a lot of the visitors are, well, putting it mildly, legging it out the front door. They have no interest in sticking around. We've had 3 deaths so far, and with the amount of stun battens that we have in tasers, I would like to think that there won't be too many deaths, because we can pretty much stop that. Although, in one of the build episodes, we've seen that the stun batten, air quotes, is not very stunny. It's more deadly. Anyway, we have Monarch here. In fact, no, that's Sergeant Snarl. What a brilliant name for a doggo there. Sergeant Snarl. Yeah, what else have we got for the dogs? We have Dash, we have Bandit, we have... Is there any others around here? Trying to see if there's any others. Yeah. I think that's it. I think it's over with. So, if every single prisoner decided to fight, not riot, there is a distinction. If every single prisoner decided to fight, with this limited testing, only one... Ed Clark, what a surprise. Only one prisoner managed to get even close to escaping. They just made it into the reception. Although it was only one more door and a run out before that was pretty much it. And we had 3 deaths. So, yeah, it's actually not terrible in terms of security. What about riot, though? So again, loading the facility in a similar time. Let's go with an instant riot. So this is where the prisoners are going to do riot stuff. So they're not necessarily going to fight one another. They are wanting to take territory, well, and also fight. They will sometimes run towards different areas. Oh, I'm seeing a bit of a fight over near the shop here, and we've got, it appears to be 3 prisoners who are taking aim at both a guard and an armed guard. And I should point out, I'm not using guard responses. I'm not using any of the guard orders to put them in a particular area. I just want them to do whatever they think is correct here. We have lots of people unconscious. We have 3 deaths so far. In terms of riots and territory, there's only 12 people still fighting. We've got both common rooms have been taken over, and one of the visitation areas. We also have, looks to be, several prisoners probably trying to get into the staff-only areas. And also guards who are chasing down others around the back. This armed guard is getting attacked, and we haven't got free fire on, but what happens is if the guard takes a certain amount of damage and feels like their life is in danger, they will unholster that gun and, yeah, literally take no prisoners. And that's the riot. It was a riot. Wasn't much of one. 5 deaths. We've certainly seen a lot worse. Okay. Again, with the future tech stuff, which includes, well, we already had tasers, we already had body armour, we already had armed guards, which don't always shoot to kill. But we have this electrified fence to stun people if they try to go over, or kill them. We also have stun buttons across the entire place. So there is more chances to stun people and pacify the prisoners. We've seen that before. Stun and pacify prisoners. More chances. So hence why hopefully the deaths were so low. Okay. The one I'm worried about though is what happens if the prisoners decide to just run out the front door. Well, we will answer that right now with the instant jailbreak, which means every single prisoner wants to get out. Now, sometimes that could mean tunneling or jumping over walls. Realistically, we know that they're going to charge through the front door. So, once again, not using any guard responses, not using free fire, just seeing what would happen. We notice some of the prisoners there were equipped. They had a tool. They had a knife they'd got. So they may have been working in the kitchen. They may have took a detour to that. In my experience, they don't really do detours. They do just running out the front door. And, well, we've had 2 escapes so far, and probably many more to come, because the stun button, as far as I'm aware, doesn't have like a recharge time unlike the taser. It means that all of the guards congregating around the front here are just going to stop all of the people coming through, and I think they have. I think that is genuinely it. Some of the prisoners have been knocked unconscious. Look at that, the health is really high. They've only lost, what, 10%? 15% at most health, but they're all unconscious because of that stun button. So how many escapes was that? That was 6 escapes, but it won't be all that now. 2 escapes in the last 24 hours. And we can see there, been trying to run out. Not much of an issue. However, there is one thing that can be a bit of an issue. And finally, we have seen what happens if prisoners fight, if they riot, if they're trying to get out the front door. However, what happens if we just say, well, you know what, every single prisoner can be armed with something. We've got shotguns, revolvers, clubs. He literally got the short straw. Oh, that guy with a drill. We've got, yeah, lighters. There's all manner of things. Well, the prisoners basically are wanting to escape, but they have extra means of doing this now. Because they've got shotguns, they've got revolvers, they've got an assault rifle there on Ainsley. So if any of them if anyone tries to stop them, we're seeing what's happening here. Also a sniper rifle there. So these guys are armed, but they're only stopping to make sure the doors stay open or to attack any guard that tries to stop them. 4 escapes, 2 deaths. Again, we haven't initiated any guard responses or free fires. None of that. They're just trying to get out. That is their task. And I can hear there's a lot of fighting around the middle here. And where's all that firing? I can hear gunshots. Ah, so these guys, because it is work/lockup, these guys don't have a job. So what they're doing is unloading onto the jail door and not doing much damage at all. We've still got some people who are keen on fighting. Interestingly, it's the guys that were not very well armed. They have clubs because the ones with the more serious weapons had got out. Although, good for them. I don't want them to escape because we are the jailer after all. But I must confess, it would put a bit of a smile on my face if the guys with the clubs, the one that had the short straw, that hasn't been armed with all of the other things that they could have been armed with, if after all of this fighting, after all of the failures of the prisoners with better equipment here, they got out with just holding a wooden baton that is just basically 2 chair legs that have just taped together. And, Okay, I don't know where the guy's getting ammo. I think that guy's got sort of the ammo that you get like in a in a subpar action film. How many rounds is in that gun? Oh, it's 12 rounds. Yeah, and one in the chamber. Right, how many rounds have you fired? 47. Yeah. And, well, there you go. Bit of a short and sweet one, but that's been the Extreme Testing Initiative. What have we learned? Honestly, not much. Basically, we know where the weak points are. We pretty much figured that out with the escape attempt. The front is definitely a weak point. I would probably station some more guards in here. Also, a wall around the outside with road barriers and road gates would prevent people just going straight out the front and out to here. That would be my immediate fix. Secondly, I'm glad that nobody got the armory, but I do think it's just a bit too risky to get through two doors, and we walked in there when they were cleaning. So I think another barrier across there would probably be the way forward. But either way, that's been a bit of Prison Architect and the Extreme Testing Initiative, and also the sort of the finale of the quick build / cloning series. We've made this. I've enjoyed it. It's been a nice change. The plan originally was to expand north, south, east, west and add more in. Realistically, though, more than half of what we would add would just be more cloning of this and wouldn't really add anything to the series other than maybe improve the reform. That's what we would probably focus on. Things like, well, you want anything to do with reform. We would probably get things like library, classroom especially. Yeah, I don't know if we got a chapel. I don't think it's in quick build. We'll do flower therapy. We'll have meeting rooms, restaurants, bakeries, all of that. We could do that, but it would be over the far left, and it would just be... Yeah, I don't think it would add too much, so we're probably going to leave it there, unless there's a massive desire to continue. But that's been a bit of Prison Architect, and indeed, the Extreme Testing Initiative. Hope you have enjoyed the episode and the series overall. If you have any tip suggestions for not just this build, but also for future builds, what theme you would like to see, what type of prisoners, etc., by all means, let me know in the comments there. Hope you have enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.